Welcome to Candid Conversations. I am your co-host, Coach Ken Canion, a.k.a. the professor, a.k.a. the doctor, and alongside my lovely co-host with the mosaic frames. What's up, Simply? What's up, Woogie? What's up, my Nico?
Hello, Mr. Canion. How are you this evening?
Doing fantastic. Glad to be back.
Glad to be
in
back.
the saddle. Last week's show was good.
It was awesome. It was really, really good.
They're using you. You know, I get a lot of flack when I say stuff like that in relationships, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Were you ever using me? You ever use me? I think you used me for the yucky, for this yakster.
Can you use somebody for their yakster if the yakster is just not for single use? If it's like,
What?
if it ends up in multiple households, is it actually using it? Got him.
So
I stumped him.
This is one of those times where you could take the conversation a certain place, but what you know in communication, some things you know, let's stop right here. Don't turn left right there because that road is dark down there. So you keep.
We was headed down a dark road.
I don't know where you was headed. So look, we are back today.
Yes.
And I want to say, look, subscribe to the channel, y'all, because you know we always talk about real stuff in a real way. You know, we real and we relatable. And sometimes it'll get raw. You ain't too raw, but me, I will. And so what I want you to do, if you like content like this, hit the subscribe button. Also, click the notification bell. So when we drop a video on that ass, you'll get it. All right? All right.
Guys, thank you so very much for tuning in with the Grand Canions on this evening. We are and I want to say to you and to everybody out, I don't think I did it last week, but thank you a million times for the wonderful birthday wishes that you guys sent to me. I know it's been several weeks, but I'm gonna thank you too.
All I know is I got to work 12 jobs to recoup.
And thank you to my wonderful husband who just continues to gift me even today. He just don't know it. I'm just kidding.
All right, y'all. So look, we got to sponsor this show. We got to sponsor this show. And the sponsor of this show is the PCC, Pocket Communication Coach. We need a new sponsor because I got to get this money back. So look, if you want to sponsor this show, write us at coachkencanyon@gmail.com. But this show is sponsored by the Pocket Communication Coach, selling all around the country. It is the one AI-powered software communication software created by yours truly, to help people communicate, finding the right words at the right time in every situation. So if you don't know what to say, all you do is type it in the AI or record it in the AI, and it'll say, hey, say this. My dude, say this. All right?
It actually says, say this. No, it doesn't.
I mean, that's satire.
Oh, okay.
I mean, or comedy. Or
I know.
You want to cuss at me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, baby. Look. So tonight, what you got tonight?
So tonight, we have this video.
We
have a video tonight. So, y'all check this out. We'll be right back.
Men do a lot to be better men, and they're not told to keep a woman. But women are trying to prove that they don't need a man. But it's like the opposite.
Because when we get money so that we can take on dependence. I can have a family. I can have kids. When women get money, it's for your independence. I don't need a man. I don't need this. I can buy my own house. But if you do that, you take away his need. If you got the house, the car, and he has no purpose for that relationship. So he will not have the vigor it takes to make sure that the relationship is abundant, joyous, and in harmony. He doesn't have the joy.
He can provide emotional intelligence.
It don't work like that. You can't tell a man what's intrinsically important to him just because you want it to be important. When you take away, that's why so many successful women are single. That's why.
Whoa. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
I see you got a pad full of stuff over there.
well, this is, a bunch of different stuff for different things. But first of all, let me hear your thoughts on that.
I think there is some truth to what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, society has conditioned men. You get the bag, you get money, you go out to get money to provide, all right, to provide for dependence, okay? And women many times now are being told and conditioned to be independent. And so we are many times diametrically opposed to each other. And a lot of times when a woman becomes independent, as he said in there, it takes away the need of the man to provide the things that a woman needs. If she got everything, if her money can buy everything, she no longer needs me. And so there is some truth to it. I think it's nuanced though. I think there are nuances that we're not saying. And I think a lot of times when we hear stuff like that on a podcast, we just take it at face value. Every situation is different. Every person is different. Every relationship is different. But yes, there is some truth to that.
Do you think that there is a tad bit of insecurity lying in that on the man's part? Because here's the thing. I hear a lot of men saying, they want a woman. They got good. Don't come to me if you ain't got no good credit. You don't want your credit good. They want you to be able to be men. They live or they talk double standards. I'll say, because they want a woman to have her own stuff. They don't want to take care of a woman. And when a woman comes to the table with her own meal, they have an issue because she got her own meal. Now, so do you want us to be independent or dependent? Which one? Like, it's a thin line there, and y'all be on the line.
It's kind of like the double standard, the woman that wants a man to lead but won't let him lead.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. You're not going to do me like that. We're going to talk about the issue at hand today. He tried to, y'all see, you got to stay on point, ladies. You got to stay on point. They'll try to flip it on you.
No,
go ahead.
I think here's the misnomer.
Okay.
Most men don't care what money you make. Most men don't care about you providing financial, Now, they might want you to pitch in. They might want you to help out, sure, because it's about building. But you know what most men want? See, in this, let me break this down. Women don't understand how much a man values peace.
Okay.
A man wants peace, he wants harmony, he wants appreciation, and he wants respect. Okay? Notice I didn't say money. Now, there are some guys out there who just try to get over, who want to be taken care of, want to use a woman. Okay, I get that. I'm not talking about them.
Okay.
All right? But women don't know how much a man values peace. But in the same token, I can say most men don't know how much a woman values security. So I can say that. But since we're talking about the question you asked me was the double standard. Now, let me say this to you. This is when I tell you it's a misnomer, most men they don't care about how much money a woman makes. But they don't want to be used though. They want to know that it's about partnership. It's about collaboration. So if a man asking you what you bring into the table, he's not necessarily talking about money.
I would love for my men to chime in right here, right here, because as I sit and when I'm out, when I'm performing or speaking and I'm talking to men, that's the total opposite of what I hear. What you just
Really?
said is the total opposite. They always, if a woman come to me, they have their list is just as long as women.
Yeah.
Their list for things other than peace and tranquility and to be able to watch the game and have a beer, their list is just as long as women's. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because what I'm trying to figure out is how much of that list is based on financial security, though.
There is men want, and the backstory may be that I don't want to feel used. That might be
They
their
want a woman to
backstory.
pitch in.
But they want a woman. I always hear she got to have good credit. I don't want nobody with no bad credit. Her credit score got to be such and such and such. I hear she got to have, I want her to have her own whatever. I can't be taking her everywhere. She got to have her own car. So we want a woman to be independent financially, just lean on us for some stuff. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, that's not what you're hearing. What you're hearing is you. So as a coach, and you're a coach,
Yes.
and what I've trained you at them being a coach is to look for the deeper meaning behind behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And so when a man says, what do you bring to the table? What a man says is he wants interdependency and not dependency. So interdependency is you're not using me. He's not saying that, but that's the fear. The fear is I don't want to have to pay for everything. I don't want to have to. The fear is I don't want to be used. The fear is I don't want to be. I'm telling you, but men got to be hard about it. They got to say it because they're not going to say, well, I'm afraid of being a sucker. I'm afraid of being.
Why? Why y'all got to be so hard all the time? Why y'all got to always have y'all?
Because there's women who say,
You didn't let me
"Oh,
finish.
you in your feelings. Oh, you sassy." That's what women say nowadays. When a man expresses his emotions, they say, "Oh, he's sassy," or "He in his feelings," or "Stop being a little bee." I mean, come on now.
Well, now I don't say that. I don't think I've ever said that about you. But then I have said that about a man who I felt like
What you
was
say?
being in his feelings.
See?
And he's being a little BMFer. Yeah, I have said that. But
Right.
that's what it looked like to me. That's what it appeared. If it would have been a woman, I would have said that
No.
at the same time. She being a little BMFer, you know?
But when you get in your feelings, I can't say to you, well, why are you in your feelings?
I'll tell you why I'm in my feelings. If I'm at that point, I don't have an issue with that.
I know, because you're a woman.
But see,
But if you told me, why are you in your feelings? And I was telling you something, I was being vulnerable, and I was sharing something with you that had an emotional effect on me. I would tell, and if you like, yo, why are you in your feeling? Why you all BMFer? I mean, why you all that? And then I'd be like, damn, I don't want to share anything with you anymore.
but okay, so you can ask me why I'm in my feelings.
No, I never
is
asked
it the
you why you-
verbiage? So how could
I don't ask you
so
why
let
you
me
even-
ask
I
you
ask
this right here.
I say, what is wrong with you?
I was gonna say, how can a woman ask a man why is he in his feelings without saying why are you in your feelings, without him being in his feelings about her asking why he in his feelings?
You see why you need some. You see why you beating up. You see why you beating up because you're saying something that doesn't make sense.
It does make splitting
Okay,
sense.
can I tell you what she could say?
Yeah, what could she say?
Hey, honey, I noticed something. I noticed that you've been acting different emotionally, and I'd really like to know what's wrong with you because you're not acting yourself. Now what?
I'd like to know what's wrong with you.
Yeah,
Can we talk?
yeah.
Can I speak? That like that?
yeah. You would get more. Hey, listen. You get more honey. I mean, you get more sugar. I mean, honey
Flies.
with more honey with. You get it. You get it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say.
So Ken,
I mean, but most of us don't communicate that way.
right? You're right, and so everything gets lost because of communication.
Lost in
right?
translation. Yes.
So let me ask you this right here.
Sure.
So we stopped the video. But as the video went on, the gentleman said, if you can just get on my page. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, and again, we didn't go that far, but do I have to get on your page for this to work? Can I not be on my own page? You get what I'm saying?
So that's why we cut the video off.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I cut it off.
But but it was something that.
Let me explain it to you. When you and we've been together for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
there were some things that you wanted to do. You wanted to be a comedian,
Mm-hmm.
right? I supported you. I wanted to start a business. You supported me. You wanted to do something else.
Mm-hmm.
I supported you. Notice the trend here?
Mm-hmm.
The trend is collaboration. Now, I didn't agree with you. Some men agree with you got to get on my page, but here's the thing. We have to collaborate and talk about the vision that works for our family.
Mm-hmm.
It just so sometimes the vision might come from the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the vision might come from the man. But society, and this is why these rules. I was listening to a video from Mind Valley. Mind Valley is a company that I want to mimic.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who started Mind Valley came up with these things they call bullshit rules.
Mm-hmm.
And he calls them brews. Brews are bullshit rules, right?
Okay.
That's a brew
Mm-hmm.
where it says that the man has to establish the vision. Now, sure, some men are visionaries, but every man is not a visionary. Every man is not. And so if you have a vision, but the difference is the man should be willing, in my opinion, to lead the vision, although you're carrying it out. But I'm saying he should be leading, saying, okay, I'm with it.
Mm-hmm.
What is my role? Mm-hmm. Because you know what a leader does? A leader puts people in the roles they are best suited to succeed at. That's what the leader does.
I was talking to somebody, and this is off subject, and we were talking about roles in our house and who had what role. And that's what I said. Here, it's like whoever does what the best. Or who's greater at this,
Right.
You're greater at finances. You never put me over our finances. I was
Better not do that.
I don't want you to agree with me on that. But you get what I'm saying? And so I like that. So how in this situation do you come together?
Everything boils down to one thing.
Communication.
You see, you know why we developed the PCC,
Mm-hmm.
sponsor of our show,
Mm-hmm.
pocketcommunication.com, because most people suck at communication.
Mm-hmm.
Most people think they're good at communication because they're willing to say it. But the truth is they've never been told how to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
They think they're good at it because this is what they learned.
Yes.
This is what they were conditioned to do. And because they were conditioned to do it, they think it's right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. And just because you think, you know what? But the truth is that most people are poor at communication.
You're on the speaking end and the listening end.
Both of them.
Both
all of
them.
that's a part of the communication process. And because we suck
we
at
often
one.
feel like the person speaking is, everything is on the person that's speaking. And sometimes when you're not no good listener, or when you tunnel listen and you just want to hear what you want to hear,
Sure.
It's
called selective perception.
Selective perception.
Mm-hmm.
And I called it tunnel hearing.
Yeah, selective perception is when you perceive the things that you want to perceive. Like you look at a picture and you see what you want to see. And you hear what you want to hear.
When you realize
anything that confirms what you believe.
When you're in a situation like that and you know that it is selective, what was that?
Selective perception.
Selective perception. How do you defend yourself against that?
When you say defend, what do you mean?
Like, let's just say you're looking at this wall,
Okay.
and blue is your favorite color, but it's gray. And
Okay.
so you make it blue in your mind. And I'm like, okay, this wall really is not blue, but to you it's blue. You could be colorblind. You could be selective perception. What was that?
Selective perception.
Okay, selective. It could be whatever it is. How do you, on your end, knowing that the other person is wrong, do you defend your thoughts or do you just let them go and be wrong?
That's a very good question.
I went all around the
When I
corner
know
to get there.
in coaching, think about the people we encounter. They believe what they've been doing is right. So I can't come and tell you that what you've been doing is wrong, right?
Right.
So I always start the conversation off when I'm taking you somewhere is, what if? Or is it possible? Those two ways. What if this? What if what you've been thinking is wrong? Or is it possible that what you've been thinking is wrong? Now, or I don't say wrong, or is different than what you thought. Okay. And so when I say that, and then when a person says, if a person says, no, there's no way what I've been thinking is wrong, then I won't help them. The reason why I said, is it possible? If a person said it's possible, what they just did was open themselves up for the possibility of another answer in their mind. Okay? If they say it's not possible, then I won't work with them because they're too rigid in their thinking and there is no flexibility. And then I've been conditioned or indoctrinated to believe what I'm believing.
Wow.
So that's how I start the conversation. And so once I start this conversation, then all of a sudden I begin introducing new thoughts. So I want you to hear this now.
Okay.
No behavior ever is carried out without the thought being introduced to your mind first. Even if I go out here and do something stupid, rob a bank, the thought of the robbing the bank happened before me robbing the bank. So something introduced that thought. Wow. So what I do for you is I introduce the thought to you. Before you can ever believe it, think it, do it, whatever, I have to introduce the thought to you. And so that's my first objective to a person who thinks something totally different, is introduce a new thought. First I ask you, is it possible?
Is it possible? And
Then I introduce a new thought. And then everything I do after that is simply supporting the new thought. You writing that down? I hope that helps.
yeah, I like that.
I hope that helps.
Wow. This is good.
This is good. And I like these short conversations. They're short, but they're powerful. Yeah. And so tonight, I want to, before you show them the cards, y'all, I'm serious about communication or uncommunicated expectation and needs is the number one reason why relationships fail. And so you've got to be willing to communicate your needs, period. All right.
So guys, Ken has, let me give Ken all the credit, created a card game. Now, you know, I woke up and you had 125 questions.
True.
But he created a card game. One night we were laughing and talking, and he's always been this what if king. And I was probably at my wit's end with answering the questions, and I was like, gosh, you got all these questions. Make it a game. And I woke up the next morning and he was at the computer and he said, I got 125 questions. I was like, for what? The game. You told me to make it a game. So I'm trying to figure out why I ain't got my cut from it. I just thought about that.
Actually, you have gotten your cut.
Oh, okay. Let's skirt past that.
You have.
But we created the moment of truth card game.
Hold
This
on.
is the most.
Hold on, both of them.
You had a hand. the moment of truth. This is the original version, and this is the sex version, the adult version. We created these to help with communication. If you're dating someone and you're getting to know them and you don't really know what to say, pull out the card game. If you're with your girlfriends and y'all are having a night out, girlfriend's trip, pull out the card game. It is so much fun. I've actually never gotten through a whole deck.
I know,
because you're laughing and talking. So tonight I'm going to take it from since it's my birth month, and 60 years and 9 months ago, I was being created.
That means
don't say nothing about my mama. Don't say nothing about my mama.
I was going to say something about your daddy.
Don't say nothing about my daddy.
Your daddy was in that. Your dad had a loose hip.
Listen.
That boy had a loose hip.
Get off my daddy. Get off my daddy.
That hip was loose. Hey, that boy hip was loose as he was thrusting.
Your daddy gonna pull your toes tonight while you sleep.
That's how he had you, because he got loose in his movement. And once he got loose, you ever see the race car come around the curve and the back got loose? That's how you ever seen the car when the back get loose when it's running and when it's turning, the back get loose and go all out there and turn like that? You ain't seen it? Well, that's how your daddy got loose when he was creating you.
Don't say anything about my father.
I love that dude. All right, what you got?
Okay, well, I think we've done this one before.
Why don't you put on your glasses?
Oh, dang.
Your glasses are in your lap. I see you frowning. Glasses in your lap. Your glasses in your lap.
It ain't that funny.
Look, glasses in your lap. Can I do it?
You're the only.
Can I do it?
Hold on.
I mean, you reading them like.
Okay. I don't think we've ever done this one right here.
Okay, go ahead. We done a lot of shows now.
Let's see. Your fiance says it's a must that you live together prior to getting married.
Wow. Okay.
It is a must for you to live together prior to being married. Would you say A, yes, I think it's a good idea. B, no, it's against my moral values. C, yes, I will do it, but no sex. D, yes, if he or she pays all the bills.
What was A?
Yes, I think it's a good idea.
B.
No, it's against my moral
C.
values. Why are you doing me like that? Yes, I will do it, but no sex.
D.
Yes, if he or she pays all the bills.
I would say, because I'm old school, B for me.
It's against your moral values.
Yeah, I don't want to live, and I don't knock the people who do live together. Mm-hmm. I ain't knocking them, but I think living together a lot of times actually can keep people from getting married.
Really?
I think that. Not all people, not all. Some people will use it as an excuse and say, well, we live together. We together.
Uh-huh.
We together.
Okay.
And the other person might want marriage.
Okay.
But they was like, well, we in other words, we are mimicking and modeling marriage without being married.
Audience, what do you think? Your fiance says it's a must you live together prior to getting married. You would A, yes, I think it's a good idea. B, no, it's against my moral values. C, yes, I'll do it, but no sex. D, yes, if he or she pays the bills. For me, I think.
What would you say?
C.
If he pays the bills?
No.
No what?
Yeah, I do it. But you can't have none.
Fool,
together.
Fool, you crazy.
You ain't got no.
I'm going up in them goods. If we living together, those goods are free game. Them goods, free games. All right, y'all. I'm done.
Guys, thank you guys for joining us on yet another Thursday evening. You could have been anywhere, but you're right here with us, and we are grateful. You all have a super duper fantastic weekend. And we are the Grand Canions, and we are